Welcome to my channel Valuable Rare Coins because, as you know, old is gold. Some of the rarest coins worth big money could be hiding in your hands right now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch till the end. Let's dive in. First, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in U.S. numismatic history, the 1967 Lincoln 1-cent penny. This little copper beauty might just be hiding in your collection, your coin jar, or even your pocket change, and if you're lucky, it could be worth a small fortune. Let's start with a little context. The year 1967 was a turning point in American coinage. The U.S. Mint was still recovering from the coin shortage crisis of the mid-1960s, and in an effort to streamline production and discourage coin hoarding, it made a few crucial decisions. One of them was to suspend the use of mint marks on coins struck between 1965 and 1967. That means every 1967 Lincoln penny, whether minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, was struck without a mint mark. This fact alone makes the 1967 penny unique and distinct from many other Lincoln cents in circulation. But what truly sets this coin apart and makes it highly desirable for collectors are the extraordinary errors and rare varieties that exist from this year. That's right, some of these coins were struck with mistakes so rare and so valuable that they've sold for thousands, and in one spectacular case, over $100,000 at auction. Yes, you heard that correctly. Keep watching, because we're about to reveal what to look for. So, what kinds of errors should you be hunting for in your 1967 Lincoln penny? Let's begin with one of the most exciting error types, the double die. Double die errors occur when the coin's design is accidentally stamped twice by the die in slightly different positions. The result? A noticeable doubling effect on key features of the coin, especially on the date, the word liberty, and the famous motto, "In God We Trust." These doubled letters are a major giveaway, and if you have a 1967 penny with this kind of doubling, collectors will be lining up to get their hands on it. Another incredibly rare and highly valuable error is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin blank isn't perfectly aligned with the die during minting. The image is shifted to one side, leaving part of the coin blank. The more off-center it is, while still showing the date, the more valuable it becomes. These coins are not just fascinating, they're true conversation pieces that coin collectors crave. Let's not forget about the clipped planchet errors. These are coins where a portion of the metal was literally missing during the striking process. It results in a crescent-shaped clip that makes the coin look like it's been bitten. These mint errors are easy to spot and fetch a premium price, especially if all other details are clear and the coin is in good condition. Die cracks, cuts, and lamination errors are also among the rare features to look for. Die cracks appear as raised lines across the coin where the die has fractured. A cud is a blob of metal, often near the rim, formed by a broken die. Lamination errors occur when a part of the coin's metal peels or flakes due to impurities in the alloy. All of these make your 1967 penny stand out and boost its market value immensely. So, how can you tell if your 1967 penny is the real deal? First, grab a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe and take a close look at the date and lettering. Check for any signs of doubling, misalignment, or strange markings. If something looks off, unusual, or just different, do not ignore it. Take a photo and compare it with known error examples online, or better yet, have it evaluated by a professional coin grader. Grading services like PCGS or NGC can authenticate and encapsulate your coin, giving it an official grade and increasing its value in the eyes of collectors and buyers. Now here's where things get even more exciting. In recent years, collectors have uncovered incredibly rare 1967 Lincoln pennies with dramatic double dies and flawless off-center strikes. These coins have not only made headlines, they've sold for massive sums at auction. One of the finest known examples of a 1967 era penny in pristine uncirculated condition with a bold double die was appraised and sold for a jaw-dropping price of $100,000. Yes, you heard it right. $100,000 for a single penny minted in 1967. Imagine finding one of these coins in your old piggy bank, a coin roll, or tucked away in a forgotten drawer. That's not just change, that's life-changing money. Collectors all around the world are now on the hunt for the rare 1967 Lincoln cent errors. As demand grows and fewer high-grade examples remain in the wild, values are expected to climb even higher. The market is hot, and if you happen to have one of these treasures, it could be the perfect time to get it appraised or hold on to it as its value appreciates over time. So, if you're a collector, a hobbyist, or just someone curious about coins, now is the time to check your collection. Look closely at every 1967 penny you come across. The details might be small, but the rewards could be enormous. Whether you're searching through rolls, examining estate sale finds, or diving into your family's coin jar, don't overlook this unassuming copper coin, because it might just be the key to your next big payday. Second rare coin. We're about to uncover the incredible secrets of one of the most mysterious and valuable pennies ever struck by the United States Mint, the 1971 Lincoln 1-cent coin. This tiny copper coin might seem ordinary at first glance, but behind that modest design lies a world of hidden value, rare errors, and high collector demand that could turn a single penny into a true fortune. If you've got a jar of old change or a coin collection you haven't looked at in years, you'll definitely want to pay close attention, because the 1971 Lincoln penny has taken the numismatic world by storm. The 1971 Lincoln penny was struck during a fascinating era in American coin history. Still made primarily of copper before the transition to zinc in the 1980s, these coins were minted in large numbers, but among them, a few incredibly rare specimens slipped through the cracks of quality control and into circulation. These are the coins that collectors dream of: flawless errors, dramatic misprints, and rare varieties that transform a 1-cent coin into a dazzling prize worth thousands. What makes this coin so exciting is that some of the most valuable error versions were never intended to be seen by the public at all. One of the most legendary features to look for in a 1971 Lincoln penny is the double die obverse error. This rare and powerful variety is the result of the coin's design being struck twice on the obverse, or front, side, but slightly out of alignment. The result? Clear and visible doubling in the date 1971, the word liberty, and especially in the iconic phrase, "In God We Trust." If you spot this kind of doubling, don't hesitate. This is one of the most sought-after errors in all of Lincoln cent collecting, and the value can skyrocket based on condition and clarity of the doubling. Another incredibly valuable variety is the 1971 penny struck on the wrong planchet. That's right. There are rare examples of the 1971 Lincoln cent that were mistakenly struck on planchets meant for foreign coins or other U.S. denominations. These mistakes are extremely rare and instantly recognizable by their unusual weight, color, or size. If you notice a 1971 penny that seems off in weight or appearance, it might just be one of these rare errors worth big bucks to the right collector. Let's not forget about off-center strikes, another high-value error in the 1971 penny series. This occurs when the coin is struck while the planchet is not correctly aligned in the press, resulting in a design that is noticeably shifted, with part of the image or rim missing. A dramatic off-center strike that still shows the full date can command serious value, especially when it's in excellent condition. These coins are visual standouts and are always in high demand among collectors who want something bold and unique. You should also be on the lookout for 1971 pennies with die cracks, cuds, or BA errors. These are small, but significant mistakes caused by die damage during the minting process. Die cracks appear as raised lines across the coin's surface, cuds are blobs of metal near the rim where part of the die has broken off, and the famous BE error occurs when a small die break forms between the letters B and E in Liberty, making it look like the word has an extra I. These types of errors are extremely collectible, and when found in high-grade condition, they can dramatically increase the value of your coin. So how can you tell if your 1971 penny is one of the rare and valuable ones? Start by inspecting the coin under a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. Pay close attention to the date, the lettering, and the edges of the coin for any signs of doubling, cracks, or off-center design. Compare it to known error examples online or in coin reference guides, and if it looks promising, don't hesitate to send it in to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Getting your coin graded and authenticated can make a huge difference in how much it's worth to serious collectors. The excitement doesn't end there. In recent years, high-grade 1971 Lincoln pennies with rare double-die errors have been known to bring in astonishing prices at major auctions. One such coin, featuring a sharp double-die obverse and preserved in near-perfect uncirculated condition, stunned the collecting world when it sold for a staggering $69,000. That's right, $69,000 for a single 1971 penny. It's a powerful reminder that treasures can be found in the most unexpected places, and sometimes, the smallest coins hold the biggest surprises. Collectors everywhere are now scrambling to get their hands on these rare 1971 Lincoln cents, especially as their value continues to rise year after year. With demand increasing and new varieties still being discovered, this is a coin you absolutely need to be aware of. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just getting started with your first collection, the 1971 Lincoln penny offers excitement, challenge, and the potential for huge rewards. If you found a 1971 penny with unusual features or interesting errors, we want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell us about your find or ask any questions you have about coin collecting. And if you enjoyed today's deep dive into one of the most thrilling coins in US history, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you never miss another incredible coin discovery. Third expensive coin. We're exploring one of the most exciting and underrated coins in United States history, the 1980 Lincoln penny. That's right, the little 1-cent coin that you probably passed by without a second thought could actually be worth thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars if it has the right features. So grab your magnifying glass and dig through that change jar, because you just might have a jackpot sitting right under your nose. The 1980 Lincoln penny was struck during a pivotal moment in American coinage. Still made from a copper alloy before the big change to zinc in 1982, these coins were part of the final years of heavy copper circulation coins. But while millions were minted and spent across the country, only a rare handful contain extremely valuable minting errors and unique features that have turned this everyday coin into a highly sought-after collector's dream. What sets the 1980 Lincoln cent apart is not just its historical place in American currency, but the stunning rarity of its error varieties that can make its value skyrocket. One of the most exciting and valuable types of errors to look for on a 1980 Lincoln penny is the famous double-die obverse. This happens when the coin is struck more than once with a slightly misaligned die, creating visible doubling in key areas of the design. You'll want to look closely at the date 1980, the word liberty, and especially in God We Trust, for any signs of clear duplication or shadowing. These doubling effects can vary in intensity, but the strongest examples are incredibly rare and in massive demand among collectors everywhere. Another error to watch for is the off-center strike, which occurs when the coin blank is not properly centered in the press during minting. These errors create a dramatic, off-kilter appearance, sometimes leaving part of the design missing altogether. The more off-center it is, especially if the date is still visible, the more valuable the coin becomes. Collectors love these striking visual errors because they stand out from the rest and showcase the unpredictable nature of the minting process. Now let's talk about transitional planchet errors, which are some of the most fascinating errors in coin history. While most 1980 Lincoln pennies were correctly struck on copper planchets, there are extremely rare cases where a coin may have been struck on a leftover blank from a previous or future year, such as a penny planchet with a different metal composition or weight. These transitional errors are extremely difficult to find and are often discovered by weighing the coin on a sensitive scale or noticing unusual coloring or thickness. If your 1980 penny feels off or looks different from the others, don't ignore it. It could be a once-in-a-lifetime find. Be sure to also keep an eye out for repunched mint marks or RPMs. In 1980, pennies were struck at multiple U.S. mint facilities, and the Denver mint mark D can sometimes be found doubled or repunched due to die preparation errors. These repunched marks often go unnoticed by the average person, but collectors who know what to look for are willing to pay big premiums for a clear, dramatic RPM in excellent condition. Look closely with a magnifier, and you might be surprised by what you find. What makes these coins even more exciting is their increasing demand in the collector market. With each passing year, more collectors are entering the hobby, and the hunt for rare pennies has never been hotter. High-grade 1980 Lincoln cents with strong doubling, clear mint mark errors, or dramatic off-center strikes are commanding attention at major coin shows, online auctions, and numismatic expos across the country. These coins are no longer just pocket change, they're high-value collectibles with stories and secrets worth discovering. If you think you've found a rare 1980 Lincoln penny, the next step is to get it authenticated and graded by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. These services will verify the error, assess the condition, and assign an official grade that can significantly boost the value and credibility of your coin when selling or displaying it. A certified coin with a known rare error can attract serious buyers and even bidding wars, making your small discovery a major win. And here's the part you've been waiting for. In recent years, an ultra-rare 1980 Lincoln penny with a dramatic double-die error and near-perfect preservation stunned the coin world when it sold for an astonishing $50,000. That's right, $50,000 for a 1-cent coin. This incredible sale proves just how valuable these small treasures can be when they feature the right combination of rarity, error, and pristine condition. It's the kind of story that inspires collectors everywhere to keep searching, keep learning, and keep dreaming big. So, if you've got a stash of old coins sitting around, it's time to give those pennies a second look, especially the ones from 1980. You never know which one might be hiding an error that could change everything. Check for doubling, look for off-center strikes, weigh your coins, and inspect those mint marks closely. The next big discovery could be yours, and all it takes is one special penny to make it happen. Specially is going to open your eyes to the hidden power of one of America's most overlooked coins, the 1976 United States Lincoln 1-cent coin. This is not just any penny. It's a coin minted during a time of national celebration, a coin that carries more than just face value, and for a select few lucky collectors, it's a coin that could be worth thousands, and yes, even tens of thousands of dollars. If you've got a jar full of old change or a collection passed down through generations, this is one coin you absolutely need to check for, because the 1976 Lincoln penny could be your golden ticket. Now, let's talk about the year 1976. A monumental moment in U.S. history. The country was celebrating its bicentennial, marking 200 years of independence, and patriotism was running high. While special bicentennial designs were released for quarters, half dollars, and dollars, the penny kept its classic Lincoln design. But don't let that fool you. Even though the 1976 penny doesn't have a special commemorative look, what makes it incredibly special lies beneath the surface. This coin was minted in both Philadelphia and Denver, and although hundreds of millions were produced, only a handful contain stunning, rare errors and variations that make them highly sought after by collectors today. One of the most valuable and desirable errors you can find on a 1976 Lincoln penny is the double die obverse. This error occurs when the die used to strike the coin makes two slightly misaligned impressions, creating a dramatic doubling effect. If you take a close look at the obverse side, especially the words "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1976, and see any shadowing or duplicated lettering, you could be holding a true gem. These doubling errors are not only rare, but when found in high-grade condition, they're incredibly valuable in today's coin market. Another spectacular error found in some 1976 Lincoln cents is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin blank, called a planchet, isn't perfectly aligned during the minting process. The result is a coin that looks shifted or partially blank on one side. The most valuable off-center strikes show a dramatic misalignment while still clearly displaying the date. Collectors absolutely love these unique visual errors, and the more off-center and clean the strike, the higher the demand and value. You should also be on the lookout for struck on wrong planchet errors. These are exceptionally rare cases where a 1976 penny was accidentally struck on a planchet meant for another coin, such as a dime or even a foreign coin. These errors are highly unusual and stand out immediately due to their strange weight, thickness, or color. If your 1976 penny feels lighter, thinner, or has an odd tone compared to other cents, don't overlook it. That difference could make it worth thousands, especially if authenticated and graded by a professional service. Don't forget about repunched mint marks, especially on 1976 D pennies. A repunched mint mark, or RPM, occurs when the mint mark, in this case, the D for Denver, was stamped more than once in slightly different positions. These little details are often invisible to the naked eye, but easily seen with a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. The right RPM, in mint state condition, is a magnet for collectors who specialize in rare varieties. And while we're at it, let's not underestimate the power of die cracks, cuds, and lamination errors. These imperfections are the result of stress or damage to the dies used during the minting process. A die crack might look like a raised line across the coin's surface, while a cut appears as a blob near the rim where part of the design is missing. Lamination errors occur when the metal layers peel or flake during striking. These are all exciting finds that boost your coin's value and add a layer of uniqueness that collectors can't resist. Now, how do you know if your 1976 penny is worth serious money? First, examine it carefully under proper lighting with a magnifying glass or coin loupe. Look for doubling, off-center strikes, or anything unusual about the surface or shape of the coin. If something stands out, compare it to verified examples in online databases or numismatic catalogs. And if it seems promising, submit it to a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC to get it officially authenticated and graded. A graded error coin has much more credibility in the marketplace and can attract top-dollar offers from collectors and auction houses. The excitement around rare 1976 Lincoln pennies has only grown in recent years. With the bicentennial spirit and the age of the coin adding historical value, demand is on the rise for well-preserved, rare error versions of this cent. In fact, one rare 1976 Lincoln penny, with an extraordinary combination of a double die obverse and near-perfect mint condition, stunned the numismatic world when it sold at auction for a jaw-dropping total of $66,000. That's right, $66,000 for a coin that started out as just 1 cent. Incredible, isn't it? So don't overlook that humble 1976 penny in your change jar or coin roll. Take a closer look, because hidden within the ordinary might be something truly extraordinary. With error coins becoming more popular and collectors on the hunt for these rare treasures, your 1976 penny might just be the next big discovery to hit the numismatic headlines. Last unique coin. We're about to reveal the incredible secrets of a coin most people overlook, the 1981 D. Lincoln 1-cent coin. That's right, the penny struck in Denver in 1981 might look like a common piece of change, but some rare versions of this coin are hiding powerful secrets that could be worth far more than just 1 cent. This is not just any old penny, it's a coin that has captured the attention of collectors around the world, and today, you'll find out why. Let's begin with the basics. The 1981 D. Lincoln penny was minted during the final years of the solid copper coin era. Just 1 year later, in 1982, the U.S. Mint transitioned to a primarily zinc-based planchet due to rising copper costs. That makes 1981 pennies, especially those from Denver marked with a D mint mark, among the last full copper coins to be produced. But while millions of these were made, only a few were struck with astonishing minting errors and rare variations that have turned them into treasures for sharp-eyed collectors. These aren't just lucky mistakes, they're valuable, highly sought-after pieces that represent the most exciting side of coin collecting. One of the most thrilling and valuable features to search for in a 1981 D penny is the double die error, especially on the obverse side of the coin. These occur when the coin is struck more than once with slightly shifted dies, causing the date, the word liberty, or the motto "In God We Trust" to appear doubled. If you take a magnifying glass and spot this doubling, you might be holding a true rarity. Collectors are constantly hunting for strong, well-defined double die examples from this year, and the ones that are clean and uncirculated fetch incredible prices in auctions and private sales. Another fascinating error that can appear on the 1981 D penny is a striking error on a foreign or wrong planchet. During the minting process, it's possible that a blank intended for a different coin, either a different denomination or even a foreign coin, was accidentally fed into the press. This results in a coin that might be the wrong weight, color, or thickness. These striking on wrong planchet errors are exceptionally rare and stand out immediately to trained eyes. If you find a 1981 D penny that just feels off when you compare it to others, maybe it sounds different when dropped, or the texture is unusual, don't ignore it. That could be a high-value minting mistake hiding in plain sight. Let's talk about off-center strikes, which are among the most visually striking and valuable types of mint errors. A coin with an off-center strike will have part of the design missing, shifted dramatically to one side. These are extremely collectible, especially if the date and mint mark are still clearly visible. The more dramatic the off-center alignment, the higher the coin's value, and for 1981 D pennies, there are some truly jaw-dropping examples out there that collectors are always hoping to discover. Another must-watch error is the repunched mint mark, often referred to as an RPM. On 1981 D pennies, the D mint mark was sometimes hand-punched into the die multiple times, resulting in overlapping impressions. These RPMs are highly desirable among Lincoln cent specialists and variety collectors, especially when the repunching is bold and obvious. Grab your magnifier, zoom in on the D, and if you see any doubling or shadowing, you might have something extremely valuable in your hands. Collectors are also drawn to die cracks, cuds, and die chips, which are smaller but equally significant errors caused by wear or damage to the dies used during production. A cud, for example, appears as a raised blob on the rim of the coin, where part of the die has broken off. Die cracks may look like thin raised lines running through Lincoln's face or across the lettering, while die chips often show up as extra bits of metal in places where they shouldn't be. These errors may seem subtle, but for passionate collectors, they can make the difference between a standard penny and a standout piece. If you suspect you've found a rare 1981 D penny, the first thing to do is examine it closely under good lighting and with a jeweler's loupe or magnifying glass. Compare it to images of known errors online or in coin reference books and pay attention to every detail, especially the mint mark, date, and lettering. If you believe the coin has a rare error or variety, send it to a reputable coin grading company like PCGS or NGC. These services not only verify and authenticate your coin, but also assign it an official grade, which can dramatically increase its value on the market. In recent years, high-grade and rare error 1981 D Lincoln pennies have made waves in the numismatic world. One particularly stunning example, a coin featuring a strong double die obverse with exceptional preservation, was authenticated and sold at a major auction for an eye-opening $45,000. That's right, $45,000 for a coin that most people wouldn't think twice about. It just goes to show that real treasures are still out there, waiting to be found in the most unexpected places. So don't overlook those 1981 D pennies in your pocket change or collection. Every coin is worth a second look, because hidden among the ordinary could be something truly extraordinary. With rising interest in rare errors and a strong demand in the collector's market, now is the perfect time to explore your old coins and see what treasures you might already own. Have you ever found a 1981 D penny with unusual markings or errors? Do you have a question about a coin in your collection? Drop a comment below and share your story. We love hearing from fellow collectors and helping identify hidden gems. And if you enjoyed this exciting journey into the world of rare coins, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another incredible coin discovery. Thanks for watching, keep collecting, and always remember, the next great treasure might be just a penny away.